Niall Boylan on Classic Hits 4FM.
Mark, how you doing? You're in Dublin, you're on Classic Hits.
How you going? How are you, Niall?
You changed your mind. You left your partner at the church.
I pulled up outside the church and I'd my reservations the night before, and my father kind of advised me not to do it, and I pulled up on a right few drinks the night before, and I was hemming and hawing about it, and as I pulled up outside the church to get out of the car, I just told the chauffeur to keep going, go around. I actually told him to go around the block, and then I just said, no, do you know what? I said, just take me home.
And have you talked to her since?
No, oh God, no.
So you haven't spoken to her since?
Not a word, no.
She hates you?
Oh yeah, God, yeah. I left everybody in the church. It was
how many people were invited to the wedding?
We'd 80 for a meal, for a sit-down meal, and then the afters and everything, so...
And the night before, did you have doubts? Or the day before, did you have doubts?
Oh, I had doubts all along, to be honest, you know.
So why did you agree to get married?
I don't know, I was probably pressured into it, so it seemed like a good idea at one point, but, you know, there's no point in doing something that you're going to live to regret. You know, it's not an easy process to get out. Like, if you want to get divorced now in this country, you've got to be legally separated 5 years, and I had a property at the time and all, and you know what I said? No, I just said to me, it was my property and all. I said, there's no way I'm going down this legal route things, you know, so... I'm
assuming, well, she wouldn't have been in the church, of course. A woman would never be there before the man. So she would have been sitting at home with her father, I imagine.
I think she was close by in a hotel having a drink.
With her father and her family?
Yeah.
In her wedding dress.
Ready to go, yeah.
Ready to go. And what about your best man and the rest of them? What do they say?
Everyone was there, yeah. They were all there in the church. I pulled up, they went to open the door, and I just I told the chauffeur to pull off.
And how did your future potential wife find out? Obviously somebody had to ring her and tell her. Did you get any reaction from anybody as to how she reacted to it?
Oh, listen, I'm the worst. I'm public enemy number one. Everyone hates me, so... I got cold feet. There's no such thing as good timing for this, really, you know?
Well, hold on. No. There is such thing as good timing if you do it a few weeks beforehand. You know what I mean?
Maybe there is, but you know, at the end of the day, it's my prerogative what I want to do. You know, I didn't want to marry her. I didn't, I didn't feel it was right for me. Granted, I kind of messed around and I made a mistake, and it was a very embarrassing day for her, you know. But I've no regrets, to be honest. I'm glad. And
do you regret? Do you regret upsetting her?
I do, of course. Yeah, I didn't. I would no one would go out. You know, no one would want to do that to anybody. I don't think in their right mind. Mm-hmm. It wasn't a punishment. It was just I just realised at the last minute it wasn't for me, and I didn't want to get married, and I particularly didn't want to marry that woman. So. And
what was there a moment when you were in the car where you said, "Okay, I don't want to do this, but I'll go through with the day. I'll go through with the day and then leave her." Was there a moment that you kind of said that to yourself? No,
I had a chat with my father the night before, and he just said, "I don't think she's the one for you." And I said, "I actually think."
Well, then why didn't you ring her the night before?
I don't know. I thought I could have. I didn't want to break her heart. So.
But you did. What do you mean you didn't want to break her heart? But you did break her heart in the end.
That's my. You can't punish me for changing my mind, you know.
Well, I'm not punishing you for changing your mind, but I'm punishing you for the fact that you knew the night before and you could have rang her the night before. And save the embarrassment. She could have maybe rang some of the guests.
To be honest, when I got up that morning, I thought I was going to go through with it. I didn't realise. I didn't plan to drive to the church and let everyone look through and then, drive off again. That wasn't the plan. That was never the plan.
And who paid for the wedding, by the way?
Her father.
Oh, God. So did you find out afterwards, did he end up having to pay for the hotel and pay for everything else?
Oh, yeah. They wouldn't refund anything. I think they might have given a small discount or something, but... Mm-hmm. All the food was cooked and everything, it's all kind of pre-prepped and all. And
the cake, the dress, everything.
The whole lot.
Suit hire.
We were meant to go away on holidays and all.
Oh, God.
Everything was paid for.
So you had a honeymoon planned, everything?
Everything, because we didn't have because we went sick and we didn't give enough notice, the travel agents wouldn't do anything either, so we were meant to go to New York for 2 weeks. So
you completely shattered this girl's dreams?
Yeah, but for my own happiness, because I realised that this wasn't for me. And I can totally sympathise with... Now, I wouldn't be a fan of Rory McIlroy either, but, if the man changed his mind, he changed his mind.
Niall Boylan on Classic Hits 4FM.
I've been told I have to go to Sarah very quickly. Sorry, Sarah, you're in Dublin, you're on Classic Hits. How are you, Sarah?
Hello.
Hello, yeah. How you doing, Sarah? What do you want to say? Just very quickly, because I'm coming up to news, but what do you want to say?
I just heard you on the radio there, Mark, isn't it?
It is Mark, yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just heard you on, and I'm Jackie's aunt.
Oh.
You left her at the altar, and I'm glad you did, because you were a scumbag. You were no use, and God help the person that got you anyway. That's all I can say. And she's done very well. She's married now, very happily. Thank God.
I'll tell you one thing. He's welcome to her, because the last few weeks I spent with her were hell on earth.
Oh, well, it was great.
I'm telling you, hang on a second. You're talking about your family, and you're obviously going to stand by your family, because blood is thicker than water.
So Sarah, you're an aunt of the girl that Mark was supposed to marry, Jackie.
You know goes on behind closed doors. What would you know what went on? Well, you don't know my reasons behind why I pulled out of that. You're standing up for your family.
Thing like that. I hasn't got the gumption to stand up and say, well, listen, this is the way it is, instead of leaving her there at the altar. Well, then you're the one that's no use, not her. No matter what she does, how angry she was, or anything else.
She's happy now, so what's your problem?
An awful lot after.
Anyway, can I ask you, because you would have been with her afterwards, was she broken-hearted?
She was indeed, but thank God. She looks back now and she's delighted with herself, because he's a scumbag anyway.
Yeah, but if she's delighted with herself, that's called a happy ending.
Yeah, a happy ending.
Well, what's the problem? She got what she wanted, and I got what I wanted. So everyone's happy now.
That's a few things. I hope you get more than what you wanted. I'll tell you that much.
I don't be worrying. I
wish you the worst. That's all I can say. You haven't got. You've no.
Listen, you're entitled to your opinion, and you're obviously, you know, she's family, and you obviously heard one side of the story. I said, and he goes, I told my father the full side of the story, and he told me to get the hell out while I can. And I did.
All right, listen, guys, I have to wrap it up, and maybe we'll continue this conversation again. But Sarah, thanks for ringing in. I appreciate it. All right, thank you very much indeed. And Mark, just to reiterate, she did say you were a scumbag.